Welcome everybody to the Gecko Pod, episode 95. We are a podcast for the gecko community where we talk about breeding geckos, business of geckos, all the good things nuanced with geckos, new cal stuff. We have the OG Tiki's Geckos, David. You've been on with us before, and everybody knows you. You don't even need an intro. We're like tiny time compared to you. Like when it comes to when it comes to content, when it comes to branding, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But before we started this recording, then you guys were talking about, David, you wanted to talk about like cap, sable, highway, kind of how those things interact, how they're starting to look the same if you breed them together. And so I just want to have you guys continue that conversation. And so, AJ, do you want to prompt that question? What's a good way to ask that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that David had just said that he had a video that he put out yesterday, correct, David?
Yeah.
Kind of about the nuances and maybe the kind of the, I don't know, morals might be the wrong word for it, but kind of the implications of breeding these morphs that are very similar together and not being able to identify what you're producing as far as kind of muddying the waters of the gene pool of sable, highway, cap.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah. I see that as we start to breed these sables, caps, and highways to higher end things or morphs that look very similar, it's going to be hard to distinguish what is what. And I don't know about you guys, but I've seen plenty of caps that to me look like sables. I've seen plenty of sables that look like caps and highways that look like, sables or whatnot. So especially when we start to breed it to the same stuff, high-end, high white stuff, high tricolors or high-end pinstripes, it's going to be hard to distinguish it. So I think we have to be very good at record keeping and making sure those lines are separate. And what I mentioned in my video is that producing luwaks, I understand how in the beginning it was important to kind of like figure out what exactly was going on. And for those of you that don't know what a luwak is, it's a cappuccino sable, the super form of both of those. But I think nowadays producing those luwaks is going to cause some issues, especially if you decide to breed that luwak, then you're going to possibly make caps or sables that you don't know what is what. So I'm just foreseeing a lot of issues with that. And I'm just trying to let people know.
I think the only way you can do it. So I actually did, Harry and I did a pairing where we made some luwaks. And I had thought about, cause it's a female and she's getting up to size. She's healthy. I'm like, what do I do with this thing? Can I breed it to anything? The only thing that I've basically come up with is that you could breed it to a super sable. So you would at least know that any animal, like you can't make a single gene
cappuccino
out of it.
Right.
So that's the only thing that would save your identifying is everything's a sable.
That's a very good point.
So that's the only variable in my mind that I've thought about. But then what you're running into is you're making a bunch of supers that maybe people won't be ethical with breeding. So if you were responsible and you had an animal and you're like, man, I really want to breed this animal, that's probably the only way to do it, to really be able to ID. Yeah. Because if you did cap, then you'd be making all these super caps and it's a nightmare.
How does sorry to interrupt. How does the luwak compare to the super sable health wise?
I would say neither one is unhealthy, but the super sable I would say is more healthier.
Okay. Yeah, because
the luwak, it's a luwak lily white, and she is healthy, but she is, I would say, you know how you see some of the super caps where they look a little smaller?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey.
I wouldn't interrupt unless it was important.
You're good.
Guys, real quick. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, but AJ, I think
oh, that's for the local pickup?
No.
Ask my brother.
I did. He doesn't know. So that's what I'm asking.
Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Ask Manny. Manny and my brother could figure this out.
I made a sable lily that looks like a frap. And so like I very much understand kind of like firsthand what it looks like this. I have fraps that look like fraps and I have a sable lily that looks like a frap. and it came from a sable pairing, and I was like, ooh, okay. So firsthand, I know what that looks like, but even from hearing of, like I mentioned, Steve Early, he used to do caps, right? And then he moved to sables. And then I asked him like, oh, do you pair them together? Like he stopped pairing them together because they looked too similar and he couldn't tell.
Yeah.
A lot of people that are working with caps and sables, once they start to pair things together, they realize like, okay, these things are like pretty close together. And so, yeah, there is a little bit of a danger there. So yeah, just reaffirming that, the topic that you're bringing up. And so I think it's good to have a discussion for sure.
Also, another variable that probably most don't consider, David, I'm sure you probably have because you've done this a long time, but also retained sperm on pairings. You have to be mindful of. So like last year, any of the pairings I ran sable on, you can't run, like I'm not going to run highway or cap on a pairing that I ran sable on last year.
Let me say something real quick in regards to that, because a lot of people don't understand how this works. These animals, I have paired animals, let's say I paired up a group together and I separated them in July, right? The females will continue to lay, and then they might stop laying, let's say December, January, February. They could lay fertile eggs again from that same male in March.
Yeah.
And that's happened to me plenty of times. So just because the females stop laying in the cooler months, don't think it's safe to automatically pair them up to a new gecko. You might want to let her lay some infertiles first, because I've also had females that will lay a set of infertiles and then the next set is fertile eggs and they're from the previous male. So how long do these animals retain sperm exactly is hard to say.
Yeah.
And
over 2 years, potentially. Like 24 months.
You know what comes to mind? I think it was Gabby that had a gecko that she paired.
The super sable.
Yeah, like some. Yeah. I don't remember what the pairings were.
Well, it made a super sable.
It made like a super sable, and it didn't make sense, right? So, it's interesting. I don't know. We got to be careful when we're, just in terms of like what we're selling, right? Because we don't want to sell somebody a sable that's actually a cap or vice versa.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, this goes down another rabbit hole, like retained sperm and lineage.
Yeah,
for sure. So when people be like, "Oh, this is from this and this pairing," it's like,
nah.
Well, is it from the first clutch of the year? It might be from the last pairing.
Yeah,
that's right.
Not everything is 100%.
It's important to know the phenotypes that your animals produce, and I could, I'm sure you guys too. Like you could see an animal, you don't necessarily have to see the tag, and you could tell, okay, this is definitely from this group, or this is more likely. Even from within a group, you could tell this is more likely from these two animals. Well, I do 1.2, 1.3. So
yeah,
but
no, I mean that's certainly something I remember seeing. You remember this past year how there was, maybe it was 2024, but I feel like 2024, 2025, there was that big push of like Phantom is not recessive.
Yeah,
like Phantom's not recessive.
I remember that.
Not recessive, and people would post. There was like 3 or 4 occurrences where people would post, "Hey, look, I made a Phantom out of whatever the pairing that should not have made a Phantom." Or I think
it was a reverse.
Made a regular out of 2 what they said were Phantoms.
Yeah,
and everyone, I don't. If I'm wrong, don't quote me, but at least 3 out of the 4 turned out to be. Oh, what did you pair it to last year? And you look at the pairing, it's like, well, there's your answer.
Yeah.
So I think people underestimate the retained sperm. And something to add to what you're saying, David, I mean, I've even seen animals that will dud multiple rounds and then lay fertiles from retained sperm.
Yeah.
So I think back in the day, a lot of times the standard of, oh, the female ran out of sperm was they dudded.
Yeah,
that's not necessarily true. It could be that the environment, for whatever reason, they didn't deem their body, their biology did not deem worth putting a fertile egg out. And they don't. And then you don't pair them. And a couple months later, maybe you get 1 good egg, 1 bad egg. 2 good eggs, 2 bad eggs, 2 good eggs. You know, they can do whatever they want. And there's not a set playbook that they follow.
Right.
So
what does that mean for people that are hardcore lineage people?
probably means most of it is not accurate.
There's a little bit of skewness to it.
At least over like if you're going to look at a 15-year family tree, there's probably a lot of issues in there.
100%. The thing is like we tend to keep groups together for a long time, and very rarely will I separate them unless I don't really like what they're producing. But if there's somebody that's, you know, switching up every year that female to a different male, then you just have to, that breeder has to pay more attention to like what the animal, you know, what the phenotype looks like of the 2 animals that are breeding, because especially if you're not experienced, you know, it could be giving everybody the wrong lineage.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of skewed lineage out there. It's like it's there.
And I mean, a good way to do stuff that, at least that I've found, is if you are going to switch up, do like pretty extreme switch ups. So that you can really tell.
You can tell.
So it's like, oh, last year I bred this high white to another high white. This year I'm breeding it to a sable, you know, or whatever. And then next year I'm not breeding it to a morph. I'm breeding it to this, you know, whatever it is. Depart enough that when you see hatchlings, you're like, all right, I know that that's no longer, or this year I bred it to a yellow and this year I bred it to a dark base sable. You know, it's like switch it up enough where you can actually see that cut.
I do like normals, and then next year I do lilies. So then you hit lilies, you're like, all right, for sure this one took, you know, and then you could kind of tell.
I don't know. Have we ever seen an example of people getting a clutch of eggs where it's split? Like where they, like you get like a lily out of one and you get a sable out of another. I've never seen it myself, but
you know what? That might be something fun to try, man. Pair a female, just for like the sake of the experiment. Pair a female to a cap and then pair her to a lily white. Like 2 months apart.
See if you ever get a cap and a lily and a clutch of eggs.
It's like Maury.
That would be interesting.
You are the father.
It's all just swimming around. It's all swimming around in there. And
what if you maybe you produce a frap? How cool would that be?
Maybe you produce twins. That'd be funny. Now that would be an interesting. That'd be an interesting thing to consider.
Yeah. So David, you just released a video on that on your page?
Yeah. As far as like, you know, just kind of advising people to be aware of once they start to breed caps. Like if your breeding program has caps and sables and maybe highways, and you got to start to, you know, make sure your record keeping is on point. And like AJ said, if you paired this girl this year to a cap, next year don't pair it to a sable right away, you know, because she might retain sperm and produce a cap, and then you think it's a sable, you sell it as a sable, your name gets bashed, the world falls apart, you know.
You get canceled.
You know how it is. You get canceled.
You have to buy one of these guys Chilich's Gecko shirts.
Exactly.
You know? I mean, I would say in general, a general safe rule of thumb is probably just never back-to-back morph breed one of those 2 years in a row. I would just always either do 2 years in a row of the same thing, or you have to go to a non-morph in the middle,
right?
To clear the palate, you know.
Yeah.
So
if
you want to be accurate, but probably a lot of people won't do it.
I'm kind of pulling up your video just so we can take a look at it, just to see what this is here.
Yeah, I posted about 3 weeks ago. I made a post on like social media too, and a lot of people were interacting with it when I put like a sable lily, a frap, and the highway lily, and I said, all right, guess which is which, and a lot of people were like scrambling, you know. So yeah, it's that one, that last one. Yeah,
got it. So take a look at this video.
And was the actual was there actually just 3 fraps on the table? Is that what it was?
No. One's a sable, one's a cap, and one's a highway.
That's cool.
That would be funny.
All right, guys. These are all Chocho lily whites.
Speaking about chochos, you guys have any?
No,
What do you
man.
guys think
Jordan-
about
we
it?
saw-
Still a
Jordan.
little rich for my blood, but
Jordan still
I
has
do
Yeah.
want
like
them.
4.5, 4.5K for a little one.
Yeah. I want to get one. I
They're
like them.
cool.
Do you have them yet?
I'm working on something, but I don't have any yet.
Okay.
You have fire yet? The little Lucy's, the pinky.
I literally just paired my leucistic gecko yesterday.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Cool. I
Yeah.
know AJ has some, and then I know Andrew White Tank, he popped one, right?
He popped one. Yeah,
That's pretty
he's
cool.
ahead of us. Andrew, dude, Andrew's like fucking. I don't know. He's newer, but like he has so many nice animals and just ahead of everybody right now.
He throws down for sure.
Mhm,
For
mhm,
sure.
mhm.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
The fires are cool though. I haven't produced any
Look-
yet, but I've
look
paired
cool.
my male.
yeah. Me neither. I haven't produced it. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Have you What did you pair it? Yours is a leucistic,
Yeah. I
And
have-
what did you pair it to?
So I have one female hypo that I bred him to, and then I've been doing just different. I've been doing different like phenotypes. Like I did some like really high patterned tricolor stuff. I did like some like red based stuff. I did a yellow. I'm trying to kind of just make myself hets. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of spreading over a lot of my core projects, getting hets from single animals. So it's like
Yeah.
one yellow, one red, one high white. I did a frap female.
Oh, okay.
So like just different stuff so that I can get, I'll do a sable female so that I can have at least make myself hold back so I can use them for projects in the future.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I think the key to those is going to be to just try to produce the highest quality heads possible,
Yeah.
because everybody right now is just focused on making,
Supers.
supers, or
All the visual stuff.
you know
Which
the guys who originated them aren't
high-end
like
breeders.
high-end breeders, or just wholesalers. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what I'm doing, is just trying to make good quality hats for the future. And then I probably have a couple that are just to make morph combo stuff for the future.
yeah,
It's like, do I think that just like a sable hypo is going to be cool? No, but maybe the thing after that where it's further stacked will be cool. So
yeah. I think it's going to be good with reds and yellows. I think when we start to like break down what it does, make it lighter, clean it up, I think it's gonna like really, really make reds and yellows look very bright and colorful. So I paired mine to they're all lily whites. I paired it to one red phantom lily white, to one yellow lily white, and then to like a really nice extreme harlequin lily white.
nice.
So
I was thinking about a lot of the genes that are most exciting to me augment color pretty strongly. So I think Harry and I were talking about like cap versus sable versus highway. Something that I love about cap is that cap makes some colors that no other gene makes. Like it makes orange a color of orange that you can't get without it. Or like when you make red phantom caps and fraps, the color of red that it makes is different than all the other red crested geckos. I don't know if highway or sable really does that. It doesn't seem like Sable does it.
Do you think things originated from cap in terms of new morphs that we've seen? We've
It's
talked about that a
possible.
little bit.
I know we've talked about how it could have been that the original mutation animal was a cap, and then that
it
branched off, and they all, started as a cap, but then mutated further. Because even if you look at like when we had Don on, and we were talking about the marbles, and when we talked about the pieds and the marbles, I think both came out of cap and frat pairings too.
Yeah,
like cappuccino adjacent pairings.
Yeah.
So how many of these things are just that gene mutating over time and popping new genetics from it mutating with time given. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
What do you guys? I'm assuming you guys don't have any marble geckos or pied, right?
No, I don't think anyone does, right, in the U.S. that we know about.
No.
I think LM has marbles.
LM has marble. Someone has
I
pied.
think I don't know about pieds, but
Dixie Reptiles has pieds.
they're the same ones.
Yeah, they look the same to me.
It starts with like the toes and stuff. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not sure if what's it called, that White Tank has. I think he has one marbled or pied or something. I know he has something weird that I haven't seen anybody in the US have.
I don't know if it was White Tank. I think Jen Crazy Masters, she has some marble stuff, right? And some SPT for sure.
I think and SPTs are cool. I think the marbles too, I think there's some floating around in the US, just people don't know what it is yet. Because I've seen some that are, I saw somebody post a lily white. I forgot the name, but it was like a lily white and it looked like a lily white marble. Like and they had it. I think they were trying to sell it.
Are they related, marble related to SPT or Pixel?
No. SPT is like
completely
different. I think SPT is just line bred.
Yeah. I think so. It's the super pattern tricolor is what it stands for.
yeah, super. I like them though. They're super cool. I think there's some of the most exciting line bred traits.
Yeah.
David, moving a little bit towards, moving from talking about genetics now to like content creation. You're known for content, right? I mean, obviously you're known for like amazing animals as well. But your content has been long lasting. It's been like, when you type in geckos, you and Butler are the first two to pop up. And that's how I found you and Butler. Like, we got to highlight that cat, dude.
David's got to tell the story about this cat.
Okay. Before we get into content creation, tell us the story about this cat.
Tell us the 30-second TLDR on the cat.
Okay, so this cat I got during like COVID and stuff. And I I went to this place. They had posted the cats, so I went, I put my down payment, and then I talked to them and they're like, "Oh yeah, the cat's not here yet. It's in the Ukraine." And I'm like, "What do you mean it's in the Ukraine?" And it's like, "Yeah, so apparently they export cats or something. It's like the fetal for cats or something." Yeah. So I was waiting and these people just kept pushing off and off the time that it was supposed to come. They kept pushing it off. And I'm like, I told Daniela, I'm like, dude, I just got scammed like $1,000 for this fucking cat. The whole COVID thing put the shipments were mad delayed. But anyways, 2 months later, I finally got my cat and I rescued him from before the war, I don't know if that's a story. He has a lot of stories, dude. I don't know if that's a story you're referring to.
But what happened? Didn't you say that your vet just called you and is like, "Hey, there's a cat here for you"?
Yes.
Showed up.
Yeah, they just called me. I had no idea. I kind of like just gave up. I said, "Oh, I lost the money," and then they just called me out of nowhere. The vet, because they have to take them to the vet when they get imported. And there I went to pick him up.
That's hilarious, man. So AJ told me that story. So this was maybe like 3 years ago, and 3 or 4 years ago. And then at that time, I can tell it real quick story. I was on Facebook at that time. I was looking at Black Knights, the leopard geckos.
Yeah.
Marketplace. I was like, oh, dude, this guy has a Black Knight for like $250. And then it was a sob story, right? I was like, oh, my brother just died. And then, I'm trying to sell his collection. I just wanted to go to Good Home and look local. And then I was like, okay, cool. I'll send you half the money. I sent it like $150 first. And then they kept going on for like 2 days. I was like, hey, so when are you going to send the thing? And then and AJ's like, dude, I think that's a scam. I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh my God, you're one of those people that those Facebook profiles that take pictures of everybody else.
That
Yeah,
way,
they
I
do.
felt so stupid.
I think it's hilarious. Why do they always steal? They always steal yours and
Yeah.
Miles
God,
O'Reilly's photos.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
people that sucker, like man, I'm a sucker, dude. Like
Dude.
I'm offended that these scammers don't use my photos. That's what I'm offended by. I'm like, what the heck? What am I doing wrong?
Bro,
But,
I've seen them
oh,
take photos of like my whole like Daniela and I, and like
No
they have
way.
a whole Facebook page of like my photos
man.
and saying they sell geckos.
Oh man,
That's crazy.
some people have sent me pictures of like, hey, there's a profile with like your room in it. It's like the hatch room because
Yeah.
No way, really?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It happens every few months that somebody takes that picture and they're selling animals that way, which is crazy.
Really?
But anyway, anytime there's like a scam going on, AJ's like, hey, like hope maybe your Black Knight will come soon in the mail, like David's cat.
Yeah. I keep telling him that it's gonna be like your cat, and one day the leopard gecko is gonna show up and he's gonna get in the mail.
Oh, yeah.
4
Yeah.
years later.
Yeah.
I'm not here.
Oh, those are your Black Knights?
Do you have Harry's Black Knight?
Yeah, I have it. I have it right here. Yeah, these are good. Perfect.
I'm still waiting for a Black Knight. It's gonna come in a couple years,
Perfect.
AJ.
Okay, I'm gonna go meet them.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Anyway.
Awesome.
Anyway, so go back to content creation.
Okay, yeah.
When did you start posting content on YouTube? Like what year was that? You're like one of the OGs content creators for
I don't know. I think it was 2009. I don't know. I really don't. You know how like I can remember things from last year. I can remember things for 2 years ago, but then like after 5 years, it might as well be 5 or 10 years. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I think it was somewhere around like 2011 or 2012. I want to say
I'll tell you right
that
now.
I started on. Yeah,
I'm pulling
Yeah,
up your
yeah, tell us.
YouTube. I'll look at your oldest video.
there you go.
So
that's cool. And then
it says 14 years ago.
yeah.
Okay.
So what would that have been?
2012? Yeah.
2012? Your first video ever. Harlequin partial pinstripe crested gecko.
Yeah, dude.
The next one.
When was that?
Pinstripe crested gecko.
Pull this up.
What year was that?
2012.
2012. Okay.
The
there you
third
go.
one. Rhacodactylus chihuahua.
You could. There's a filter. You
Nice.
could hit like oldest to newest.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Oh,
so
that's
embarrassing.
amazing. Hey,
They're so cringy.
do you still have
Like the-
macchiato, David?
The first videos.
Do you still have the gecko named Macchiato?
There should be a filter somewhere.
Videos, Harry? Go videos.
No. Go to videos and then
And
Oh,
then
just click right here.
latest. click
wait.
latest,
Go latest
and
down
then go
left,
oldest.
right
Yeah.
on top. Yeah, right there.
All this.
Oldest. There you
There
go.
you go, baby.
Dude, you have 2.7K views on this.
I can't hear you guys, by the way. I don't know if you muted me by accident or I'm muting.
No.
Oh, you can't? We can hear you.
You can't hear us?
We can hear you. I
Okay.
can hear you. Okay, you good?
All right, I'm good now. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Dude, you got these beardies.
Yeah, I love bearded dragon. Bearded dragon was my first reptile.
Dude, that's legit, dude.
Mm-mm.
Oh dang,
Yeah.
29K
Okay.
views on this video.
Yeah.
Crested gecko
A
disease.
long time ago.
Hey, those are legit animals right there. I have some of those.
Long time ago. Look at me. Damn,
Dang,
no
was that
beard.
was that a margin right there, man? I saw it in there.
These are good animals back then. Oh, you had leaf tails.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything, huh?
Yeah, I've had
So-
everything.
So
Yeah.
when did Manny come into the play? Was
Oh,
it
yeah.
like a couple years
So-
in?
So Manny came into the play like when we graduated high school. After I sold him a gecko, a crested gecko, and then he started, we just became really good friends, and he would stay over, while I was feeding geckos late at night before, we would hang out or something. And then he just started helping me doing that, and he started like really liking it, really getting into it. Then he got like a panther chameleon, and we were just like, infatuated with all these reptiles. So obviously I already had started Tiki's Geckos, and he really wanted to work with me. So it was like a no-brainer because, he was a really good friend. I trusted him, and we just started doing reptile expos together and so on. And now we work here full time, both of us.
That's awesome.
Mm.
How long did it take you guys for your content to kind of get out there? Because I'm sure these didn't have like thousands of views early on, right?
No. It's funny because like back then it was easier to get views.
Mm,
But at the same, like the videos were crap,
yeah.
but like now my videos are so much better, and then some videos don't get as many views as the ones back then, just because it was harder to
It's more competitive now.
and not just that, but the discovery method on YouTube has changed, so
Yeah.
they don't promote. The YouTube promotes your videos depending on your watch time. Not
Mhm.
just Before, it was if someone clicked on your video or just searched the name, you would be more likely to appear more and more. But now somebody has to click on the video and watch it for a certain amount of time before it gets recommended. So
Yeah.
if somebody clicks on the video but logs off right away, YouTube doesn't recommend it.
Got it.
You
So
know?
have you found shorts versus long form to be? I mean, back then it was shorts, right? And it was fine, or shorter form videos, like under 10 minutes. But
It's always been, whatever range you want. Honestly, like the sweet spot I think is like 12 minutes or something.
Mm.
But it just really depends, because like a podcast, obviously it's
Yeah.
different. You don't want a 12-minute podcast,
yeah,
but it just depends on the type of content. Because like, for example, if you're gonna make a video about sexing crested geckos, you're not gonna make a 30-minute video on that.
Yeah.
So just depends on the content.
yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
cool, man. It's really cool to see.
Yeah.
How does so in terms of like the content, your social media and stuff, like how much of that plays a part in terms of funneling to sales to your website? Is it like a pretty big funnel?
It's huge. I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's no secret. Literally everything I do is right in front of you guys. Like
Yeah.
from either that, from YouTube or so like Instagram or whatever. Then, in my opinion, the name of the game is to be in front of people's faces as much as possible, because the day that they might not want to buy a crested gecko today, but the day will come where they're like, you know what? I want to get a crested gecko. And then I'm the first
Yeah.
person they see. And then they've already seen my videos. They kind of like know who I am. They know I do good business. And then they're like, you know what? I'm just going to get one from Tiki. So
Yeah.
I think that plays a huge part. There's also, not for whatever reason, but people are just like, people believe like that. People tend to go to the authority figures.
Mm,
And because I have so much time in the space and have, so much videos on it and this many, it shouldn't necessarily be like that, but because I have this many subscribers or this many followers, people gravitate towards that as a authority figure. And it's like anything else, right? If you want to learn basketball, you look up LeBron James because he has the most accolades, because he's the most well-known basketball player. If you want to learn about soccer, you go to Messi or whatever. So
yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. You have like I think you got a plaque too, right? For like
yeah. It's right there. Yeah.
Dang,
That's
man,
awesome.
better than Butler. Butler only has 18K. Me and AJ only have 2.4K. So,
Yeah, but look, in today's day, subscribers don't mean anything. What means
Yeah.
something is your watch time. So
Mhm.
the YouTube algorithm changed, where before subscribers were like the thing. Like you wanted to get more subscribers because then your video was going to get shown to more people. Now it's not like that. Now it's watch time. So
Mhm.
you guys, like I see a lot of you guys' podcasts and they'll have 2-3K views, which you see some of my videos and some have 2 or 3K views. So the quality of the viewer is what matters now, not so
Yeah.
much the number of the subscribers. And you guys have a great platform, honestly.
Yeah,
Like, and honestly, as far as like, I cater to a lot of the new people also, because I'm trying to bring in people to our hobby.
Yeah.
But the people that listen to you guys are already like
They're deep into
breeders.
it, yeah.
They're deep into it. So it's a higher quality viewer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
I mean-
more likely somebody that's going to watch for the whole video versus somebody that's like, you know what? My kid wants a crested gecko. Let me look at this video real quick. They might not even finish the video. you
Yeah.
know.
And,
So
yeah,
it's good. Yeah.
no, sorry to cut you off. Yeah, I think for Adrian and I, we initially we wanted it to be kind of like beginner friendly, which I think it is because we do get a
It
lot of
is.
comments and people like, hey, thanks for getting us in the hobby. But we also want to have kind of the breadth of that in terms of like, you know, it can hit other topics as well, a little bit more nuance. But then Adrian and I were talking recently, like, oh, what if we just did some, because we're getting a lot of questions, like beginner questions. We're like, hey, what if we just put on some new beginner shorts so that we
Yeah.
can just, like,
Well, at
link
least
them to
because
the
you know I'll send people to your videos and stuff, David,
Yeah,
too, and I'm
yeah.
like, you know, it's crazy how many, and I'm sure you probably have so many questions that you get where the answer is just a link to a video, probably, like, or a part of the answer is a link to the video. Like, I've literally done a whole video on this. Here you go. You know, I think that that's very powerful. And when you run into, we're not on nearly the scale of, I'm sure, incoming communications that you get, but it's overwhelming to answer that much nuanced questioning, you know. It's a lot.
Yeah, no, and that's originally why I started making YouTube videos, is because I was wanting to sell geckos, and then people would ask me, well, you know, how do you set up their enclosure? How do you take care of it? Blah blah blah. So I'm like, I'm just gonna make a video so I can send it to these people.
Yeah.
Because it's just like I'm repeating myself like a freaking parrot every single time I'm trying to sell one of these things.
Yeah.
So I found it, and it's also like, personally, I'm a visual learner. So like, you could tell me something, but it's more effective for me if I see it rather than just listening to it or reading it, you know? So I think that's also part of the reason why I was like, you know, it's gonna be easier to convey exactly how I do things if I just make the video.
Yeah, on Palm Street, like we get a lot of you know, we do weekly palms, and I get a lot of beginners asking questions, and I'll answer them there. But I also was like, hey, go watch the Gecko Pod, or you have hours and hours of content, you know, and just always point people. So that's helpful. But I think it is great that we have content out there that attracts people into the hobby, which I feel like, you know, you've done, Butler's done, we've done, and I think it's just really good to see that happen. And also, like, you're right about kind of the subscribers. Like, as long as those things kind of funnel towards the things that we sell, and it works, right? The pod has done it, Palm Street has done it. Like, for you, that's why I wanted to ask you, like, how much of it funnels towards sales off of your website? So do you have like a ton of sales? So most of your sales are off of your website?
By far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, by far. Yeah, I could see the metrics on my website of people that come directly to my website from YouTube. And then even then, it only tells me the people who are on YouTube and click my link and go to my website, but it doesn't tell me the people that seen my videos and they're like, oh shit, Tiki's Geckos, blah, 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 and then they log in like that.
Yeah, so that's like a view that you don't know, or a redirect you don't know, but
it's there.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it's huge. Honestly, like there's no debate. Social media, it's, for today's day and age, it's the lifeblood for any business that wants to thrive and grow, right? Because it's literally the best thing ever for a business. If you wanna, what are the main things that you need to do in a business? You need to sell something. A business isn't anything if it's not selling. If it's not grossing. So the best way to market your business to get new customers is through social media.
Yeah, it's interesting. I do feel like, you know, like you've done well because you you kind of a pioneer. Excuse me, a pioneer in the space. And then, you know, Adrian and I, our stuff funnels and it's doing fine as well. But now I'm thinking of, like, for people that are new to the hobby, to you know, to the space, like, it's just, I don't know. To me, it seems like so daunting to do it. You know, obviously
it is, because you're looking at the whole elephant.
Yeah.
You're looking at the big elephant. You have to eat the elephant one bite at a time, right? In Venezuela, we eat elephants. So you have to eat the elephant one bite at a time. You can't think of the big, massive, like, daunting task of obtaining 100,000 followers. You have to think, okay, what can I do today that will get me closer to that? You know, and not think like
video. You gotta make the next video.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you can't think people do that and they see, I have 100,000 followers on YouTube, but you just pulled up the videos. I've been making videos since 2012.
Yeah.
And I got 100,000 followers maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Or 2 years ago or something, It's like you just got to do step by step.
I feel like this is like the key. Like this is like the key to business, like any business, right?
Anything.
Anything.
Like the pod, like
It's-
we're 4 years in, like it's and then like it takes little chip away at it,
It's not rocket science. You guys, anybody watching knows what they have to do. You just have to do it.
Yeah.
Like that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Because knowing what you have to do is not hard. You can literally just replicate any one of us.
Yep.
Now, doing it every single day, that's the hard part. Because
Yeah.
then, friends invite you to a pool party or your girlfriend wants to go to dinner. You can't screw all that. You got to do.
Sorry, honey. I got to make this video.
I got to post.
I got to make this video about crested geckos prolapsed hemipenes.
It is funny. Like I think this is why like people like Gary Vee and other like kind of those like business influencers, they give you all the free content, exact game plan, but he
Because
says
they
like
know nobody will ever do it.
98% of you aren't going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And there it is.
But
there it is.
That's how you and I have talked about somewhat with the pod stuff too, Harry, where it's like, sometimes we'll say to each other, oh man, I'm so frustrated because, we've told people exactly what to do and they don't do it. And now it's like, that's not our, like all we can do is try to put it out there, and what people choose to take and run with, that's on them.
Yeah, look, I always use this analogy. It's like, think about how hard it is for someone to get up every day and go to the gym. Like for you or for me or for Harry, if we go to a run or whatever. It's like, now imagine trying to get somebody else to do that. It's fucking impossible. If you don't want to do that for yourself, that's it.
Yeah.
It's so hard for me to do it on my own.
So a lot of it is, if you're talking about business, we talk about like discipline and patience, and this goes into like lasting in the hobby. Like a lot of people don't have these two things, and this is why people fizzle out, right? And so let's move into that. But before that, I wanted to ask you, how often do you come up with content ideas, and how hard is it? Like, do you run dry pretty often in terms of what to put out?
No, it's so no, it's I mean, if you think for 5 minutes, like literally, if you just stop everything you're doing and just think for 5 minutes, you will come up with stuff to make. Or you could go on Facebook and see what people are talking about, and things will come up. Content ideas is not, and especially nowadays with AI and stuff, like you could just ask ChatGPT, or maybe don't, because but you could just literally ask Google what people are searching for in your space, and it will give you plenty of content ideas. And YouTube itself, if you have a YouTube, let's say you want to make YouTube videos, YouTube itself will give you terms that people are searching for that nobody has made content for.
I do think part of the problem is also like if you're newer and you don't have the knowledge to teach other people, right? And then you have some people that do that, and you're like, these guys don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that in between where you have to like spend like a year and just like put your head down, don't say anything, just learn.
But
right.
I agree, but at the same time, not all content has to be educational. So let's say you are one of those people that are in that beginning phase. You don't have to put out how to breed a Xanthic, blah blah blah. No, you could just
like, look at my new gecko.
Exactly,
let's set up its cage and do this and that.
Exactly. And you could ask questions that will cause engagement. So maybe you actually don't know, why shouldn't we breed sables to cabs, and make a video or make a social media post, and that creates engagement for your page and it grows your page. But the main thing is getting in front of people's faces. So whichever way you take to get there is not as important as getting in front of people's faces. If you just want to post pictures of your beautiful geckos, maybe you want to post a little viral video of your gecko jumping and missing your hand. It's all, it all helps.
Yeah.
You could do that in the meantime. You don't have to stop.
Make a bunch of like rage baiting videos just to
Yeah, yeah.
This
Do you-
asshole, he told me to do this. He sold me a shitty animal. It died 2 weeks later. That guy.
I don't know why, you know, the videos where I take my shirt off always get more views. No.
Man, there are so many more like female influencers, by the way. There's
Yeah, it's crazy.
They have a pretty girl has like a cheat code, like
Yeah.
Which is funny because like you saying that just reminds me of, you know, when I came into the hobby and I was new, like I just the whole premise of the pod was like, I'm a new breeder, AJ's this OG breeder. I'm gonna ask him questions and people are gonna listen in. And then
now you gotta teach AJ some things.
I know, right?
teach him how to breed a gecko. Oh man,
Teach me the ways.
I will teach you how to handle customers.
Definitely.
Okay, so talking about lasting in the hobby and you know,
Yeah.
talking about like customers and patience and discipline, like was there ever a point where you wanted to leave the hobby?
I wouldn't say a point that I wanted to leave the hobby. There's definitely times where I'm like not as excited about it.
Yeah.
But nothing from the outside has infiltrated my mind to make me think I don't want to deal with this anymore. That's just not the way I am. Like I have had times that I'm obviously the motivation isn't as high, or you're just not as excited about it, or maybe it just seems so like, you know, you do it so often that it's not as interesting. But you know, that's going to happen with anything you do.
Yeah.
So that comes, we go back to the discipline that we talked about. Is like you have to understand that nothing you do in life is going to be exciting every single time. Eventually, even your favorite food, if you eat it every day, is going to get boring. So when you know that, you will, you know, you will still have the discipline to do, even though you don't want to do it, you still have to get up and do it. And that's like just basic.
That's a couple episodes ago, AG and I were talking about like some business insights, and we're like, just gotta be like David Goggins, man.
Yeah, bro. I love David Goggins. Yes.
That guy's insane, but like his discipline is like next level. And
Yeah.
both places, you know.
Dude, that guy gives me nightmares.
He makes us all look like
Yeah, like pansies for real.
Oh my gosh. No, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, because you know, AJ and I will chat, and sometimes we run out of ideas, and this is what we get like we get blocked out, right, AJ, in terms of like content and people we want to interview, and then we get busy with our other business stuff, and
Yeah.
so it's
life happens.
Keep it going, you know.
But it is. But you guys, I like what you guys are doing, man, because podcasts, the last couple of years, podcasts have picked up quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it is like the perfect type of media that you could do while you're cleaning cages, while you're just working out, or while you're, driving. Yeah. And it is like a great way to get a bunch of information that's not broken up into a short form content. And you get more detail, you get more specific. So I think you guys filled in a gap that was definitely needed.
Yeah, it is fun. I think it's fun, and I learned a lot through it myself in terms of just like talking with everybody, and like going back and forth with this AJ, and just I think development and growth in the hobby is what keeps me excited about talk about sometimes you hit these ruts where like like it's kind of monotonous and the same thing.
Yeah.
But the aspect of being able to just even having this conversation it just fires me up again. I'm like,
yeah,
hell yeah, dude. And
well,
we then meet each other to kind of do that with each other, so.
And thinking about kind of what David was saying and what you're saying too, Harry, it's like almost like where the podcast was born out of was you wanted to make something that you didn't feel existed already. And same with like David, you wanted to be able to send your customers videos because there wasn't good videos on what to feed your gecko or what to do when they lay eggs or whatever, all these different things. I mean, I think anybody, including us, probably needs to look at where are their holes, like where's their gaps in information, or content in general, because even I like it's funny, some of this stuff, like, and it's such a niche thing, but like some of the stuff that we run into, like at our breeding scale, they don't make videos about the stuff that we're trying to do. A lot of the stuff we do, there's no instruction on how to do it. So but there probably is a small audience that would appreciate some of that stuff. If
Yeah.
you can pass along, like when you get through one of these hurdles, pass along that information to the next person.
Yeah.
Or maybe 100 people would find it useful, but those are probably people that buy stuff from you. And
Exactly.
you know,
the
so-
quality of the viewer goes up when it's more when it's funneled down.
Yeah.
Right. So
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah. We won't hold you forever, but like how in terms of like drama, there's always drama in the hobby, right? How do you know, I look to kind of like I look at you, you're not in any like click or anything, but then you're just steady and you're just going. Like, is it because you just block a lot of the drama out? And you know, even your shirt, like guys, geckos, you know, like is that something? Do you engage with drama, whether it's the Facebook groups or whether it's things that are going on in conversation, or how do you deal with it?
So if it's just outrageous, and I mean outrageous in the terms of like, you know, if you keep your gecko in a tub, you're a piece of crap. You hate your animals. I don't even engage with that stuff just because those people already made up their minds. There's nothing I'm going to tell them to, you know, switch their minds up. If it's like an interesting debate, like, okay, you shouldn't breed cap to sable or whatever, then I'll engage with it. Yes.
Yeah.
But you just have to understand that the internet is full of crazies and mutants. And when you understand that, the world is like, you go outside, you shut off your laptop, click, and you walk outside. It's beautiful, it's bright. You walk your dog. Life is good.
You don't meet people like that out on the
Never
in the
and
real world.
the same people that keep that create all this drama online, you meet them online, and they're like,
oh, you meet them in person, yeah. You go to a show. You go to a show, and the guy that makes all the mean comments about you is like, "Hey, how are you?"
So
it's like, oh,
okay. I don't take it personal, man.
That's good.
Like, I've seen real conflict. Like, this is not real conflict. This is just
This high school stuff.
Yeah. I don't take it personal. I put blinders on, like you said, Harry. I just kind of like just do my own thing. I know that kind of stuff is gonna come because there's no avoiding it. Whatever you do, there's gonna be somebody that doesn't like what you do for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You know, and that's okay. I don't care. There's nothing you could do.
I think that's exactly right. I think it took me a while to learn that, you know, coming into the hobby, like the more you lean into the hobby, the more you engage in the community, the more like shit you're going to get, you know? But I think like maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago, like it was like a switch where I'm just like, screw it, you know, like blinders on. And then, you know, AJ and we talk about this as well. And it's just literally like productivity goes up like 1,000%, you know? And then we got a ton of stuff done within the last year and a half. I'm like, man, you just gotta block out the noise, dude.
Yeah. Once you kind of put on the blinders to that stuff, it's just crazy what you can accomplish.
Yeah.
I will say this because we also talked about social media and like marketing and stuff. There is a little bit of that will help your brand, your business. Because wherever there's engagement, there is eyes on it, right?
Sure.
And I'll give you an example. There's this guy that had a business. I forgot. They sold like animal products, right? And then he asked the people to post pictures of their dog in the comments. And then he had bots that that basically talk crap about the people's dogs and said, "Oh, this dog's so ugly," blah blah blah. And then it will cause so much engagement, and that made his ads like be shown to 10 times more people than they originally would. So not to say that you necessarily want to create all that negative energy, but to understand that an interesting topic that causes some back and forth is not necessarily a bad thing, right? Obviously, you guys know I kind of like walk the line of like trying to be a little bit controversial, I guess, in my mind, to certain people, and then, but I'm not also like being just completely outrageous,
Yeah.
because I know that, it's kind of like a give and take, a yin and yang. You have to have a little bit of drama and a little bit of like buzz for people to talk about you and for the whole show to keep going.
That's good. That's
good.
That's good.
I think I agree with you. The only thing that, and I'm sure you're aware of this too, or you're operating this way too. It's like if you tip too far the wrong way, you can damage your brand.
Yeah.
So, but you do a good job of like,
some people don't have that
discernment. You'll kind of like pop up if there's like a hot topic, and then like stir it up a little bit, but you're not in there like insulting people in comments.
No. Anything, whenever I'm saying any of this, I'm not talking about attacks on anybody. I'm purely talking about thought-provoking topics.
For sure.
Like I'm not one to be like this person. Even look, I've been around doing breeding, selling, and buying for a long time. A lot of people have done me wrong. And when have you ever seen me talk crap publicly about somebody?
Yeah.
Like if AJ asked me, hey, I'm trying to buy something from this breeder, what do you think? What's your experience? That's something different. But I will never go online, even if you've done me wrong, and post it unless you've just completely like, you have to
scammed you.
Yeah, if you have to, even the cat people I didn't put post on blast. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You have to be mindful, and the worst thing ever somebody could do is post about their customers. If their customer, if they have a bad experience with a customer, even if the customer's in the wrong,
just move
on. You don't post that on Facebook.
No.
Agreed.
What the hell? I seen people do that, and I'm just like baffled by it. Like,
yeah.
It's
because some of the times the actual seller is in the wrong, and it makes them look dumb.
Yeah.
A lot of it. This is where like I think focus, discipline, and just like think about your business rather than the emotions of like feeling hurt by people that there's so much crap and toxicity in the hobby in general
in the world
get to you.
Yeah.
You have to be like, this is my business. I'm focused on best customer service. You can't do that stuff.
Don't take it personal. That's what I tell. Sometimes that happens, and Daniela gets kind of upset because they're like, "Why are they talking to us like that?" And it's like, don't take it. I literally had, not this long ago, I had a person that ordered a mystery box. They got the gecko. They had it for like 2 weeks, and the gecko died. So then they're getting mad at me, and they're like calling me names on the phone. They're on speaker. Daniela's there. And I'm like, just cool, like, because I don't take it personal. I understand. They don't know me. They think somehow what happened is it's their first gecko, but it's somehow my fault that the gecko died. So I'm like, look, no problem. I'll replace the gecko for a crested gecko. I'm not gonna get you a gargoyle gecko, but you have to pay shipping, and I'll send it to you because I want you guys to have a good experience with my business. I took that loss because at this point I could afford to do that, and I want. What's more interesting to me at this point is to create good experiences with the customers than just to make $1 on every single sale.
You
understand?
For
So
sure.
like I knew those people were actually trying to keep their gecko, like they did their research. They just committed a small mistake, and the gecko didn't make it. But so I was willing to give them another shot. And it is what it is. You can't take it personal. They were calling me names and stuff, and then by the end of it, they were like, "Thank you, we appreciate it." Blah blah blah. But I don't take it personal. I don't not take it personal.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, you are definitely wired that way too, in terms of just your personality. But some people are just aren't able to kind of process those emotions. As easily
This
as
is why discipline is important, because you have to be able to manage your emotions.
Yeah, just lock in. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. You guys, any other final topics you guys want?
A lot of these things we've talked about are easier said than done, which is, I mean,
of course.
But that's, I mean, in ways, that's a good thing, because those that can gain some mastery over it have such an advantage. If you, from a business standpoint, if you truly can be consistent, and we talked about this, but like consistency in your care, consistency in your customer service, and your posting of animals for sale, going to shows, doing all these things. It's like
Everything builds your brand.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you can't show up, it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
You got to show up in all those areas. So
Yeah, we're gonna title this podcast episode "David Hates His Customers." We'll get hell of you.
David talks about the worst customers he's ever had.
We're gonna get like 5K,
Horror
20K.
stories. David's top 5 worst customers. with names and addresses.
With names and pictures. Awesome. Any final thoughts, David? Anything you want to like promote, push? We didn't get to talk about some of the other stuff in terms of like your other initiatives and things like that. But yeah. Anything you want to push or share?
Well, because you mentioned Gold Standard, we are gonna have a Gold Standard Gecko Club show in August in Daytona Beach here. We did one last year. We're gonna have another one this year. And I do have so interesting enough, I have a membership program here on YouTube that anybody that's looking for, more detailed business guidance, or especially in the reptile industry, I have a group of like-minded people that we all get together. We do monthly calls. We talk about exactly your goals. We have a bunch of videos that are kind of like exclusive to those members. So if that's something that interests you, check it out. Hit me up.
Is that on
because
YouTube?
yeah, it's on
their membership.
Yeah, so if you go to join next to subscribe.
No, you could do membership on right here.
Yeah, right there. So under the Gargoyle Gecko tier, we do this membership program for like up and coming breeders and stuff.
AG and I, we had this in conversation maybe even 3 years ago, and then we never
we probably shot 20 hours of a course. I don't know.
Yeah. We just never put it out.
Well, you could still do it. It's not too late.
Yeah.
We're
just gonna log in here, copy your content, and then make it the
Yeah,
for it.
That's exactly what we're gonna do now.
No, that's funny. No, that's cool. So yeah, join up. You guys. Did you just start? Cool. You had this for a while, right, David?
No, I've had it for I want to say 1.5 years now.
Oh, does it do okay?
Like that. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I really we actually I have a meeting coming up on Saturday tomorrow.
Yeah.
With my members, where we go over different topics. Sometimes they have a particular question and we'll go into detail, or they have, they want to address how to go by a situation with one of their customers, or how to ship a certain thing. Like that's probably one of the most common questions too, is like, hey, I'm shipping from here to here. How should I pack this box? Things like that. Just like more nuanced things than like your average YouTube viewer.
Yeah. I get a lot of those questions too now with the shipping. But I don't know if you can share this information, but how many users or members are in there?
So under the Gargoyle Gecko tier, it's I think like 15.
Okay.
So that's the Gargoyle Gecko tier is, we have exclusive videos for under the Crescent Gecko tier too, but they're not like geared towards building a brand, a business, a reptile, So if someone just wants this like early access to videos, or like even like exclusive videos, but that are not like geared towards like business, then the Crescent Gecko tier works, or the egg. But the Gargoyle Gecko tier and up are the ones that include the Gecko Breeders Masterclass, which is like my series of videos that we put out particularly for people looking to grow their business in the reptile hobby.
Okay, cool. No, that's good. So you hit the the hobby plus the business side, just to become like a successful, as much as possible business.
Yeah, and like we were saying here, a lot of it too is like, I give like specific strategies on SEO and marketing, how to post and on all that stuff. But a lot of it too is just accountability. Is just having like a coach that will tell you, hey, just following up on you. This is what we need to do. Did you do this, and that? Okay. Or you have this big goal. Okay. How do we break this goal into smaller goals to help you get to that goal? and like just making it simple and keeping you accountable and giving you real life, strategies that I use in my business for you. That's the whole premise of it. But it's really great. I really love it. We have a great time. We have a little WhatsApp, chat too, that people they'll always ask questions on there, and it's a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Cool.
I think when it's one of those things, accountability, I think is huge in terms of business and just like the hobby, because like sometimes, even you have a home gym and the discipline to go to it is like very difficult. But if you're paying $175 a month for like a gym like down the street, you're gonna go. Like that's my motivation, is like I don't want to lose money, so I go to two or three times a week because I'm paying like $20 per session. So to kind of like buy into something like this where it's like, hey, you're paying for this plus you're getting coaching. I think that's pretty cool.
Not just that, but anybody that's done any athletics knows that when you have your coach down your back yelling at you or pushing you, you work a little bit harder, you do a little bit more than if you were just to do it on your own. Sometimes when we're by ourselves, we kind of like, we don't push ourselves as much as we could.
Yeah.
So
no, that's good, man. Cool, man. Can you stay a minute after we end?
Yeah.
Give you a clip, but yeah, thank you, David, for
thanks, David,
taking your time, and
thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
it's always fun.
Hopefully we can all link up in person soon.
Yeah,
sooner than later.
Right.
Tinley, right? You be at Tinley, David?
I don't know yet. Maybe.
Okay. You be October one. I'll probably be at that October one with AJ.
Yeah.
But yeah, appreciate you, man. Yeah, thanks for taking the time, and it's always a good time chatting. It's always like super chill and easy to talk to you. So
Thank you, Ron.
it's a fun time. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions for David or things he's doing, just hit him up. You guys know where to find him. And yeah, other than that, we appreciate you all, and we'll see you guys soon.
Peace.
Bye.
See ya.